Stop trying to follow the 50-30-20 rule. If you're bringing home $2,000 a month, that rule isn't just unhelpful, it's a lie. 50% for needs. In this economy, rent alone can eat that entire slice of the pie. It leaves you feeling like a failure because the math simply doesn't add up. Here's the truth. Traditional finance advice is often written for people who already have a cushion, but we specialize in the grind. We've analyzed thousands of low-income budgets to find what actually works when margins are razor-thin. You don't need a textbook formula. You need a survival strategy. In this video, we're ditching the generic advice and building a bare-bones budget. I'm going to give you a realistic step-by-step walkthrough on how to cover your essentials, kill your debt, and actually save money without starving. Let's get into the math. Let's do the math. The 50-30-20 rule says 50% of your income goes to needs. On $2,000 a month, that's $1,000. Now look at your rent. Look at your electric bill, your groceries, your car insurance. In today's economy, $1,000 doesn't even cover a decent studio apartment in most cities, let alone food and utilities. So what actually happens? You try to stick to the plan. You cut out the lattes. You stop eating out, but the math still doesn't work. You end up dipping into that 20% savings just to keep the lights on. Or worse, you put the needs on a credit card, and suddenly you're paying 25% interest on a grocery bill. This is where most people quit. They think they're bad with money. They feel the guilt, the shame, but here is the truth. You aren't failing the budget. The budget is failing you. The 50-30-20 rule was designed for people with a comfortable cushion. It wasn't built for the grind. It wasn't built for the reality of inflation. When you're making $2,000 a month, wants aren't 30% of your budget. They're a luxury you can't afford until your foundation is solid. Trying to force a middle-class formula onto a low-income reality is a recipe for burnout. Here is the hard truth. The 50-30-20 rule was designed for people who already have a comfortable margin. When you're making $2,000 a month, 50% for needs is $1,000. In today's economy, that barely covers rent in most cities, let alone utilities, insurance, and food. Trying to force your life into that formula is a recipe for guilt and failure. You don't need a balanced budget. You need a bare-bones budget. The philosophy is simple. We stop pretending we have wants until our survival is automated and our safety is secured. It's not about deprivation. It's about strategic survival. Let's break down the bare-bones hierarchy. Layer 1, the 4 walls. These are non-negotiable. Rent, electricity, basic groceries, and the cost to get to work. Period. On a $2,000 income, these will likely take up 70 or 80% of your check. And that is okay. Stop feeling guilty about it. The goal here isn't to optimize, it's to ensure you aren't homeless or hungry. Layer 2, the safety net. Before you pay a dime toward a credit card or buy a new shirt, you need a starter emergency fund. I'm talking $1,000. Put this in a high-yield savings account so it earns interest while it sits. If you can only save $20 a paycheck, do it. The habit is more important than the amount. This is your sleep better at night fund. Layer 3, the debt attack. Once the 4 walls are covered and the starter fund is growing, every extra cent goes to your smallest debt. We aren't investing in the S&P 500 yet. We are killing the high-interest monsters that are eating your income alive. Now here is where most people fail. They try to cut out everything fun. That leads to budget burnout. You end up binge spending and ruining your progress. That's why we add layer 4, the sanity spend. This is a small, fixed amount, maybe $50 a month, that you are allowed to waste. No guilt, no tracking, just a pressure valve to keep you sane while you climb out of the hole. This approach replaces the percentage mindset with a priority mindset. You aren't failing a math test, you're executing a survival plan. When your income grows, and it will, you can transition back to traditional budgeting. But for now, we go bare bones. Now, doing this on a napkin is fine. But to actually stick to a bare bones budget, you need a system. I recommend using a dedicated budgeting app to track every single cent. It stops that "where did my money go?" panic. And for the money you actually manage to save, don't leave it in a big bank earning zero interest. Move it to a high-yield savings account. You get paid significantly more just for letting your money sit there. When you stop chasing the 50-30-20 myth and embrace the bare bones reality, the stress disappears. You aren't just surviving anymore. You're building a foundation. You'll finally see that emergency fund grow, even on $2,000 a month. If this shifted your perspective, hit the like button and subscribe for more realistic wealth building. All the tools I mentioned are linked in the description. Now, go take control of your money.